Rob Perillo.
Welcome back. Well, the heat has been on today. Rain chances down. Got more of the same tomorrow. Then we segue into a more tropical pattern with maybe a tropical depression or even a low-end tropical storm making landfall in Acadiana as we head into Friday night or Saturday morning. So let's take a look first off where a drone shot coming at us from beautiful Youngsville in southern Lafayette Parish. Again, Logan Thibodeau, our pilot today, getting a beautiful sweeping shot of those tropical skies. Notice not much vertical growth on the cumulus clouds out there today. Some cirrus clouds. We'll see more of those late tomorrow in advance of our tropical system that's trying to develop to the south. A very pretty day indeed. I love these shots there. I think you like them too based on the feedback we're getting from Facebook and social media. So that's the shot of the day, and we'll get another sunny shot tomorrow. So here's the big pictures. We look at the water vapor imagery, a big high pressure here, lots of dry air coming into Louisiana and then back to the west, and then you see all the deep tropical moisture between a couple of little upper level lows in the upper part of the atmosphere we're looking at, and this big southwestern extension of the Bermuda pressure ridge, high pressure ridge. So we do know whatever may develop out here is going to be lopsided and have the bulk of the heaviest rains on the eastern side of whatever depression or storm or low pressure system that we see as we head into the weekend. Now, near term, no storms here locally other than an isolated storm on coastal Cameron Parish just to the east of the Grand Chenier area. Heavier showers and storms were over by Grand Isle, but they're moving way out into the Gulf of Mexico, and we see that on the satellite imagery as well. Those storms firing up and now falling apart, and it's going to be a quiet night tonight. So as we get into the tropics, we can see lots of storms festering over the Yucatan into the central Gulf of Mexico. We have broad low pressure here, but no definitive area that we have picked out quite yet. And this is what makes it so difficult forecasting these systems. You got to get a low developing and track it. And a lot of times these will have multiple lows as it starts to move northward. And the question is, where is the main primary low going to develop? But nonetheless, Hurricane Center now has a 90% chance of a depression developing by the end of the week, 70% by late tomorrow, and it could be a depression, could be a low-end tropical storm, but we're not looking at a hurricane. Here's the latest tropical tracks, and they have had difficulty with this system, trying to bring it back down into Mexico, but we have a couple of tracks that are heading our way indeed. And today, what we saw late last night and going into early today is that the models are trending toward still an Acadiana landfall, but the heavier rain threat's going to be east of this system. So we're going to see swirly winds, maybe some gusty winds. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. But the big story is going to be the rainfall that carries into Mississippi, perhaps Alabama, and even the Florida Panhandle as well. GFS model, we're going to get an update on this one coming up at 6 o'clock. But this is the earlier run showing that heavy rain threat as early as Friday evening with the low pressure not making landfall. Pretty much the same spot in Acadiana early Saturday morning. I took a quick peek at the latest GFS as it's coming in. It actually has a little bit more of a westward trek, so we'll see how it plays out. But what we're showing you now, of course, is going to be subject to change. But the rainfall threat, now the heaviest of rains, we'll say maybe from St. Mary Parish on eastward, but this could easily shift back to the west a little bit. Notice a lot less of the way of rains as you get toward Lake Charles and Beaumont, so that is good news, at least for right now. And the GFS model showing much the same with the flooding rain threat eastern Louisiana into Mississippi and Alabama as well. So what are the impacts here locally? Well, we brought out this impact graphic yesterday, so we can't back down away from it. Tides are going to rise along the coastline 2 to 3 feet along the coast, especially toward Vermilion Bay and then into St. Mary Parish. That's going to be an issue perhaps. Lower risk now of flooding rainfall. That is the good news. We'll say 2 to 5 inches of rain possible with higher amounts to the east, lower amounts back to the west. Low impact on winds, maybe 20 or 30 mile per hour winds. It depends on what we're seeing. If it's a depression, not much wind. If it's a tropical storm, we'll have some wind. Offshore though, gusts to 50, maybe 60 possible as we head into Friday night. night, Saturday morning, and not expecting any power outages because we're not expecting much wind. We're going to keep our fingers crossed, but look for changes. More to come. 72 the low, so a nice evening, almost comfortable by tomorrow morning. 93 the high tomorrow, so another hot day. And the last low rain chance day for more than a week, as you'll see as we unveil the next 5 days. Rain chances late Friday at 60%, 80% now on Saturday. We backed off just a little bit on that, but Saturday looks to be the worst weather day, starting in the morning, continuing into the evening. Looking better as we head into Sunday, but look at those rain chances, daily rain chances staying with us. So here we go, entering the tropical atmosphere, and it's going to stick around way after we might have a little bit of an organized system, depression, possibly a tropical storm. If it does get a name, the name is Claudette, but not sure if we're going to see that or not. But the bottom line is going to be a heavy rain threat, Gulf Coast, hopefully just east of Acadiana. Not that we want to wish it.
No, not at all. It sounds messy and frustrating for
really
the
does.
weather
Well,
department.
you hear me.
We do.
Yeah,
We do.
grumbling
When the
all
cameras aren't
afternoon
rolling.
long.
We'll share during the break.
Only the G-rated stuff.
Of course,
Right,
of course.
Thanks, Rob. Still